Okay. Who can guess what song this is? One of my favorites. This song is an entire mood right now. And it's like the theme song of my past week. Welcome to Surviving Tween-dom. Don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button below, the red button below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. 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 Okay, how's everybody doing? Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. I have been so busy. When I say busy, I mean, whew, so busy. I know we're all busy, right? But today, honestly, I think I have to upload 3 videos today. Let me see. I have Money Matters, yesterday's video to upload. I've got this one I'm doing currently, which is from Friday's Q&A when I asked you guys the questions. And I have Tween Talk Tuesday. And I've also got a review on 90 Day Fiancé. I'm so behind. Oh my God, almost fell over. I'm so behind. I am so behind. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have had an amazing week. Once again, if you are new, remember to subscribe by hitting the button below. The best way to help out is to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, I was in the shower today and I was thinking, one thing that you guys can do, everybody who has subscribed already, I want you to think of everybody that you know. I sound like this is an MLM. I want you to think of everybody that you know, somebody with teens, whether they're girls or boys, and I want you to encourage them to subscribe. Remember that subscribing is absolutely free. And the only thing that you can gain from it is knowledge, and more knowledge. So today is the Q&A. This was supposed to be done on Friday. But like I said, I have been so busy. I have been working like crazy. The only reason I'm getting a chance to do this right now is literally because there are leftovers in the fridge. I have daughter A upstairs studying. Daughter B is upstairs cleaning up her room. And although I had a strenuous work day, it was a short work day. And I have a deadline for Thursday for another client, but I'm waiting for them to send me information. So I have a little bit of free time. So let's get into it. Hold on, guys. My mom just called me, so I'm just going to make sure that she's okay. Okay. So if I look down on my phone, it's also because the questions that I had put out there and asked, I had actually, they were a little bit long-winded. So I asked them to, the individuals that I asked them to, and most of them responded in either long blocks of text or they responded by voice notes. But I actually did review everything. I'm going to condense it the best way that I can in their exact words. Just bear with me 1 second here. So we're going to get right into it. So the first question that I had was for a dad of 2 boys that he raised, and they are roughly about 16 and 18 years old. And my question to him was, as a father, because I have daughters, so as a father with 2 teen boys, what is your biggest fear? And that is the question that I had asked him. And his answer to me was, and he has an older daughter also, so he has actually raised a daughter. But he said the difference that he's noticed between raising girls and raising boys is that every time his sons leave the house, he is literally fearful of them coming back home safe. When you have sons, you have to worry about them getting into trouble with friends, shootings, because that's on a rise. I know it's not only in the States, it's in Canada too, other parts of North America, and all over. You have to worry about boys getting into fights. You have to worry about police brutality. That's a huge thing. So his biggest worry is his boys coming home safe. And I can totally understand that. I have other friends who have boys instead of girls, and that is a common thing that a lot of mothers say, raising boys. I know for the most part, the girls are home. They don't really go out very often. And when they do, it'll typically be once in a while. They may go to a friend's house. The friends usually come to our house, and they may go see a movie for a couple of hours, but they're not on the road. So I'm not going to use the word fortunately. I don't think that's an appropriate word, but I don't think that mothers or parents have to worry about daughters being victims of shootings and gang violence as much as parents have to worry about their sons. I'm not saying that they don't have to at all. I'm saying as much. And in terms of police brutality, again, I'm not saying at all, but I don't think we have to worry about it as much. But I'm fairly certain that for teens or parents of teen daughters who do have an active social life and they do go out a lot, we do have other concerns. And I mean, with girls, I mean, there's always that concern with, teen pregnancies and stuff like that. But that's, again, if you have a child who is active. But again, it's really important, whether you have a daughter or a son, to start talking to your kids about sex, relationships, sexuality, consent, boundaries, and all of the above. All of the above. It doesn't even matter. Like, abstinence is the best thing, of course, but you still have to have that conversation with kids. It's so important. Moving on. Let's see. My second question that I had asked was to another dad. And his daughter is roughly between the ages, I want to say between the ages of 6 and 7. And my question to him was, what is your fear, your greatest fear or concerns raising a daughter? So I'll give you a little bit of background. Dad co-parents with mom, but mom has the daughter more. So they live in separate cities. But of course he has his daughter on holidays and special occasions and things like that. But he talks to her every day. There's not a day that goes by, and he said he does not talk to his daughter. But his biggest concern, he stated, was the fact that he and mom aren't together anymore. He said there's not a night that he does not worry about his daughter, especially with the culture that we live in now, and human and sex trafficking is on the rise. He said it's something that he fears the most, especially since he can't be there every day to protect his daughter. So it's something that he and the mother talk about a lot. It's something that they try to make their daughter very aware of their surroundings. They have talked to her about stranger danger and things like that. He also shared that Another concern that he has is because he's not around in the household all the time, that he worries about his daughter growing up with daddy issues. Those are two very valid concerns, as a father especially. But I think that the most important thing, and I just want to say, is that I think daddy issues more or less come when a daughter doesn't have a present father in her life, or a consistent presence. I don't believe that presence has to be physical. As he mentioned, he talks to his daughter daily, and so she knows that her dad is around, and she knows that her father loves her, and she knows that he's there for her. There are fathers that live at home with their daughters, and they have no relationship whatsoever. And sometimes those girls still grow up with that feeling of, my dad never loved me. I didn't have that male figure, that male role model in my life. They still feel that void. They still feel that absence, despite the fact that, dad grew up in the home, but dad was never there for them. So I strongly believe that the relationship between parent and child has a lot more to do with the emotional involvement, and not just only the physical. And as it pertains to human trafficking, it is such a big thing. It is scary. It's something that I've thought about from time to time as it pertains to my daughters too. For the most part, I pick both up after school, and they get dropped off in the morning. And that's just because my schedule's flexible, so it allows me to. Of course, anything can happen at any time. We have to worry about even their friends introducing them to the wrong person. It could happen anywhere. It doesn't only happen at bus stops or at the mall or online. It can literally happen through a teen girl or boy being introduced to someone, the trafficker, by a friend or an associate, that they don't even realize that this person is a dangerous person. So again, it's about talking to our kids, having that open dialogue, having that open communication, letting them know about stranger danger, letting them know about their surroundings, letting them know that unfortunately, yes, their friends are their friends, but their friends are the same age as them, and unfortunately, they do not have the foresight when it comes to certain things, and can't be trusted. At the end of the day, it's your safety is paramount, and you definitely have to be careful and vigilant when you're in the mall, at the bus stop, when you're talking to people, when you're meeting new people, when you're going to parties, whatever it is that teenagers do, they have to be extremely vigilant and very careful. Human trafficking is real. Every time I scroll on my Facebook, I'm constantly seeing that there's been a raid, there's been arrests, there's been deaths, there's been seizures, not seizures as in medical seizures, but as in seizing. There were just 2 men in Ireland that were just charged based on 29 dead bodies found in, I believe, a shipping container in Vietnam. In Vietnam, and it was based on a human trafficking ring. So they found one of the guys, and he was charged, and they're looking for the other guy that they're looking to charge with 29 counts of second-degree murder. So it's real. It is so real, and we need to be very careful. So the third question, another dad who is also co-parenting with mom. Daughter is, I believe, around 9 to 10 years old. 10, we'll say 10. And so now she's considered a tween. So a tweenager is just before teenagehood. And I asked him what his concerns are raising a daughter that is now a tween, soon to become a teenager. And what challenges does he face with his daughter? And his answer was that the biggest challenge that he has is knowing how much is too much. In other words, in terms of parenting, in terms of how much independence do I give her? How much time on the phone do I allow her to have? How much time with friends do I allow her to have? Is she old enough to walk home from school with friends? Is she old enough to meet up with friends to go see a movie or go to the mall? Now, no judgments. I know some of you may say, oh my God, she's only 10. I don't think, just knowing him, I don't think he's saying that he's giving her permission to go to the movies with her friends at 10. I think what he is saying is he's now realizing that his daughter is at that age where he's starting to have to think about her independence and how much is good enough to give her, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be a helicopter parent. I kind of helicopter parented with my first daughter, and I realized how it affected her as she became a teenager, because we were overprotective. So now we're kind of expediting that whole independence stage before she goes to university. So it is important that you give kids a certain level of independence, but it is also important to know how much is enough and how much is too much based on their personality, their understanding of the world, their maturity, and their behavior. I think that's very realistic and straightforward. And as a matter of fact, based on the fact that we were so overprotective of our first daughter, we tend to be so much more relaxed with the second one. And you have to gauge it. You have to realize, like, am I being too relaxed? Do I need to be a little bit more strict? Am I allowing her to be, like, am I giving her enough independence? So those kinds of concerns and questions are very valid.